When did you realize that? Did you go through a phase where you were doing that sort of practicing to get rid of unpleasantness? And was there a moment where you realized like, wow, I'm really doing that?
I think the interest and the fascination that, wait a minute, I don't know who I think I am, overtook the need to feel better because it was so interesting that I couldn't find a subject that no matter how much suffering got worse, it was like a video game character that no longer cared about the suffering of the game or the missions in the game because it couldn't find itself on the pixels on the screen. So it's like I didn't force my
Mm,
you don't really force yourself to suddenly change your perspective. That if you contemplate it, it kind of does help as well. Like, am I just trying to feel better? But if someone's to say, look, we're only alive for what 70, 80 years if we're lucky. We can do this in any other lifetime and feel better in any other lifetime, feel comfortable. Why not just get to the root of the illusion now? Like,
that's
it's too easy
right.
to say when suffering isn't too bad. Maybe the emotional work brings about that neutrality, and then it's like, okay, fuck this. I don't care about feeling better because I know feeling better doesn't isn't actually feeling better. It's
Yes.
seeing clearly.
Oh, good point actually. The when you're feeling good, that is a particularly potent time I think to practice because it's so easy when the I've noticed in the past week or so, I've just been having it's like a flux of yin and yang experiences of going from suffering, like feeling really unpleasant sensation to like blissed out. Like it's just like beautiful, pleasant sensation in the body. And it's almost like that's trying to teach me that, look, man, like here's how experience is basically making an identity out of what's going on. So
Literally.
look into the pleasantness as well. Feel into what is this made out of? Like where are the boundaries of
You've
pleasant
made
sensation?
a good point because when you're in suffering, it's great to practice here because obviously you're getting to the root of it, and there's a lot of resistance there. But when you're not suffering, suddenly as much the curiosity's there, the miracle of life, and it's not so much trying to practice your way out like quicksand. It's very much I'm actually now curious about all these sensations, not because I feel like I want to get out of the situation, but that's where self-inquiry goes straight like a slice of like a cutting through butter because the efficiency and the sharpness of the knife is always how neutral you are about your sensations, how neutral and how much equanimity is there. So when we're doing it to get out of it, we're keeping as a separate self, trying to practice our way to freedom. But the gold mine of knowledge is to know that it's just to turn around to look at this separate self that's trying to practice its way out. So when we're in suffering, it's a dangerous time because we can take on the attitude that we're trying to get out of this. So, like you said, the best time to ever do it, don't get complacent and just feel like you can go and, go and have a beer. Like, of course, go and chill out sometimes, but use the time when you're feeling better to go to the core of it and without a resistance and find out with curiosity what's going on, find out where you are in the positive when the energies feel positive, and then eventually get to a place where it might be a bit beyond. There's not even experience. There's not even positive, negative, and that's freedom. That is pure freedom.
Mm,
There's not even a person to say good or bad
yeah. No picking and choosing. Yeah.
beyond all experience.
Oh man. I think really interesting. What came up for me then was speaking from it's actually possible, and I know from experience that you can get addicted to suffering as well. You can really
Mm.
latch onto the identity that I'm this like really specially unique, special snowflake who is omega suffering, and I'm very unique, and
Yeah,
everything I try and do is hopeless,
yeah.
useless.
So
And
so
and when pleasant sensation arises in the experience, there's almost like a resistance to want to push it away because it's like, no, I'm the sufferer. I can't feel
yeah.
pleasant sensation.
I'd go a step further and say all suffering is an addiction to that. Like you've hit the nail on the head. All it takes really, if you we can always sum this up in one phrase each time. It's like just a willingness to let go of trying to feel just trying to keep this separate entity. It's just so simple.
Mm.
People overlook it.
The
Can you?
curiosity that, like
Yeah,
you said, what came up as well was the curiosity seemed to have taken over for you. It no longer,
yeah.
you just want
Oh,
to get out of the video game, right? It's
it's
no
so
longer
clear.
about pleasant, unpleasant. It's pure curiosity. And
Yeah,
what the hell is this experience
yeah.
anyway?
You
How
know,
am I
you know.
latching on? And what are the subtleties that are keeping me in this like alien state of tempered consciousness that
Yeah.
is
Curiosity,
clearly a
that's
delusion.
trait. Curiosity, courage, patience, and love is literally all you need. There's nothing else.